It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a fairy.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I am playing Alela, Artful Provocateur. This is actually a card from the first Eldraine set, Throne of Eldraine, but it was a supplemental card that was a pre-con commander for the first ever Brawl precons, and only ever Brawl precons. Alela cares about when you cast artifacts or enchantments, and she buffs up your flyers. She also makes flyers, specifically fairies, so this deck is both a fairies deck and an artifacts and enchantments deck. This deck is running a good amount of everything. It's not entirely focused on one theme or the other, but it plays out really nicely. I think some of my favorite cards in this deck are, of course, things that both make fairies and are enchantments. Bitterblossom, Abira, who drains your opponent when these fairies come into play off Alela, and as I found, Kindred Discovery. Oh, Kindred Discovery is a great one, because when you make one of those fairy tokens or attack with a fairy, you end up drawing a card, which gets you lots and lots of resources to keep on playing the game. This deck is not running a huge density of counter spells. It's not running a lot of prison or stacks types of enchantments, but you absolutely could run them. In fact, I'm not even running Dovin's Veto or Void Rend, these great cards in Esper colors. Instead, I wanted to be a bit more focused in on fairies. So that's exactly what we have. Something that's really fun in this deck is that you have only a couple actual fairy cards, but because you get so many fairies out of Alela, protecting her with certain, especially artifacts like Swiftfoot Boots and Mithril Coat, mean that you get more and more fairies as you defend her. And just because this deck is predominantly flying creatures can win games because not everybody has reach or flyers of their own. So we're going to take Alela into the queue, and we're going to get into this fairy circle. Hero Protagonist and their Davriel deck. I've matched up against this person enough times that I'm starting to get suspicious. This Davriel is all about the -2 ability, where you get an offer and a condition. And ideally, you're looking for an offer that forever reduces the cost of your spells, and a condition that doesn't actually make a difference, because a lot of them don't. A lot of them are actually, like, completely inconsequential. An Arcane Signet. Oh, look at you, ramp! Counter this. Set you back a turn. Get a little bit of Mind Stone of my own here. And Liliana of the Veil. I have no creatures, so she'll probably just be plussing. You have to discard a card. I think I could drop the Silent Clearing pretty fairly. You can go Arcane Signet into Banishing Light, take Liliana off the map, so we don't have to worry about her ticking up towards ult. And Davriel! Always gonna hit me with that -2. Now, I wish I could have gotten Alela down, but with the threat of Liliana just making me sacrifice her, unless I was had a way to also make a fairy on the same turn, there wasn't a good way for me to do that. Okay, so they are making a Manor Guardian and exiling 2 cards from their hand. So they didn't get very good hits on that -2 ability. Here comes Alela. Now, Alela could be hit by this -3, but Davriel currently only has 2 loyalty, and I expect to see either a +1 or a -2 again, just kind of sacrificing Davriel to take him out. Alela's off the battlefield. I do have enough mana to play her again. And we have either Alela or Black Market Connection. I kind of like the Black Market Connection into Teferi's protection, but I really like to trigger Alela. So I'm gonna put her back on the battlefield. Time for offers and conditions. Let's see what they accepted. Okay, so they got the one they're looking for, which is that their spells cost black less to cast. And they also got, at the beginning of their upkeep, they lose life for each creature they control. They have Shouldered's Edict. Alela's gone. So rude. I'm getting to the point where I just want to toss down this Elesh Norn, though Shouldered having Death Touch makes that a little bit worse. Instead, we're going to go for a Black Market Connections and holding up our Teferi's protection. Attacking with the Restless Fortress doesn't do much again because, you know, Death Touch. We'll have the Teferi's protection ready in case they find, just as an example, a Peer into the Abyss. And I know she will hurt me extra, and that's okay. That's not gonna stop me from paying the 6. Oh, Lord Sephiroth, thank you for the $7.25.
GLHF.
Gulf to you, too. Alright, so now we have our Elesh Norn. We have a Shapeshifter who can smash into Shouldered, and we'll see what offer and condition they get this time. Time to lose all the life, as if you could stop me. Seriously, I refuse. Oh, that's good. Creatures got stronger, and they lost 6 life. Gabriel comes out again, immediately -2s. They have to sacrifice 2 permanents, and they... Whenever they draw a card, they gain 2 life. Okay, they were already getting that off Shouldered, so now they'll get it again. Alright, we got Craig. I'm gonna go for just a treasure here. I have to be careful about drawing cards off Kindred Discovery, which makes me upset because you know I want to draw every single card. I'm going to offer them a trade. Shouldered for Elesh Norn. They did not take it. Alela is able to gain me a bunch of life. Let's see what they've drawn. Gabriel, who has discounted himself, again offers and conditions. I can't even keep track of all these. Draw 3 cards and then lose 6 life. Well, they're gonna gain 12 life, so really it doesn't even matter. Elspeth's Nightmare. I'm not getting the pieces that I need. So we're going to risk it. Make a couple fairies. Does this leave me with 3 mana up? It does. Okay. So that's important to me, that I have 3 mana up for Teferi's protection. The reason I gain 12 life is because they have an emblem here. Whenever they draw a card, they gain 2. And Shouldered, who also has that same effect. Thankfully, our army of fairies is getting awful strong. And Ornithopter Paradise not just made us a fairy, but gets a buff from Alela and Elesh Norn. Really making use of all these, you know, big buffins. Crux of Fate! Oh, that's crazy. Actually, I don't have any creatures. This is, by the way, a dragon. So they have killed their Shouldered. We have an army. And they have nothing at all. GG! Jetmir, Nexus of Revels. Now my deck is not running that many ways to stop Jetmir, which could be a problem for me, but I'm still gonna do my best. Yeah, making this deck more fair does make it harder to win against really strong commanders like Jetmir, who's almost a Crater Hoof in the command zone, assuming you have enough creatures out. Hi, Jetmir! If you wanted to have more instant speed removal, you could do things like swap out Curiosity for Shuldred's Edict. Just throwing it out there. Hey there, Jetmir. Jetmir, depending on the number of creatures you have, either gets +1/+0, +2/+0, or +3/+0. And Vigilance, Vigilance Trample, and Vigilance Trample, and Double Strike. It's a lot. I could hold my spell stutter, but I'd rather start making fairies with Bitterblossom. Next turn, we use Elspeth's Nightmare to take out a creature. Ooh, either Squee or the Galligrators. They'll get 2 creatures entering the battlefield, though, because when Squee attacks, they make a little guy. Little guy acquired. We make a fairy. And we'll use Elspeth's Nightmare to hit Squee. Now, Squee has Escape, or something very similar to Escape. It's templated the same as Escape, but won't make a difference if we exile it from the graveyard first. Okay, Jetmir. Armored Scrapgorger eats things up from the graveyard and eventually becomes a 3/3. They're just making the Galligrators stronger. I'll take a hit from those. I probably should trade with the 1/1. But I'd really like to use my Curiosity if I can. Ooh, Ragavan! What a friend! Make a treasure. Or have to get all the non-creatures out of their hand, or I'll make them discard one. Let's see what the 1 card is that's left. It's being used on Armored Scrapgorger. It's Lightning Bolt! There go my dreams of the very curious fairy. I could play Alela this turn, but I think I have to be ready to stop Jetmir. Come on, Jetmir, come on out. Don't play your land or anything first. Oh, I bet it wants to tap their Scrapgorger, so they're gonna use all these pain lands here. We're gonna use Spell Stutter. They can pay 2, but they can't pay 3, because our Fairy Rogue is a fairy. Unbelievable, I know. A fairy being a fairy? And if they swing in here, I will block Ragavan. Though they'll also get to flip over their Legion's Landing. I am so hungry. What time is it? 1:30. I haven't eaten lunch yet. That's why. I'm in danger. They'll be able to replay Jetmir next turn, but with a slightly smaller battlefield. Oh, beside you. So they're making sure that this does not get exiled. They are giving me another land. Grabberthine's Tower. Forsaken Crossroads. I will name Black. And I am going to untap it. We go for Cruelty of Gix. Take the Squee for ourselves. Or I could actually get to use Alela, which would just make me really happy to get to use Alela. So I'm going to play Alela, and I'm going to make her curious. And that will get me an extra Faerie. Does Spellstutter count Bitterblossom? It does, I think, because it is actually a fairy I control, unless this specifically says fairy creatures. 1 second. It says each fairy you control, not each fairy creature, which should mean that Bitterblossom is counted for it. That was a good catch. I could reanimate it, but I can wait a turn. They're swinging in with Galligrators. I'm gonna double block it with these slightly beefed up fairies. Get a fresh hot one right there. I'm gonna swing in with Alela so I can... Pretty please, draw a card. Ah, Teferi. Nobody likes this guy. I could either do that or that. I kind of like plussing to go for Teferi's protection. It's for the flavor. You attack me with a bunch of stuff, I will cease existing. I think they can bring out Squee this turn. Ramble Familiar! Gotta get that trample. They are not afraid of Settle the Wreckage, huh? That's fair. Who would even play Settle the Wreckage in this economy? And they're not directing anything currently at Teferi. Just go ahead and use Teferi's protection. They boop. They bop. They bink. They kapow. Make her slammo. Oh, hey, Hushbringer. Could, again, tuck Jetmir. I'm trying to have a good, fair game of Magic out here, though. Baleful Mastery, that lets me do things at instant speed. We're gonna swing in with Alela to deal 2. Draw a card. Get a Flowering of the White Tree. That's exactly the kind of card I want right here. And do I want to play this? Yeah, they've been able to exile my graveyard, so I'll just pop this down. Untap. Could play the Cruelty of Gix there, but I want to wait. I want to wait and see what they got. A Legion War Boss! Alright, yeah, so we want them to attack with everything first, and then we hit Jetmir. That'll give us better, well, blocks amidst combat. Alright, everybody comes in, and we exile Jetmir. These are all getting buffed from Flowering of the White Tree. We're going to take some hits here. So we're going to get rid of that. Move you and you back into the graveyard. Or do I want to take not actually trades and just kill those? The Bramble Familiar is one I care the least about. No, I'm going to hit it. Now we can take trades here. The Armored Scratchgorger will trade. They'll exile something from a graveyard since we just put something into a graveyard. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. These all trade. We make another fairy, we lose a little life. Oh, hey, Byra. You're cool. Alela. Would I like to draw a card? Yes, I would. That's a good card because it's also going to gain me a little bit of life. I have something with flash here, which is kind of nice. I'll draw a card.
No time for a break.
Oh, Skrelv! How could I not cast Skrelv? I love Skrelv. I'd be draining my opponent for more life if I played a Byra first. But I just want to play my things that are at sorcery speed here. I'm going to untap and untap. And now we do not have any enter the battlefield triggers, including a virus. Minsk and Boo! Nice 1-1. You gonna make it into a 3-3, or you gonna yeet it at something? Teferi, by the way, has approaching ultimate ability. Ah! I'm going to attack you in the air for lethal. That's GG. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. Well, hi there, Nicol Bolas, one of my favorite commanders. This Nicky B, if in the right hands, is all about crime. And if it's in the wrong hands, then it's just a Grixis control, boring, do nothing, no fun ninny card. And a real way to tell, if somebody comes down and they use that +1 ability, you know that they're no fun. +2, that's the way to go. -4 ends the game. Perfectly acceptable behavior. Let's start poisoning people. Behold! A toxic Scrub. Scrub is really in here to trigger Alela and help protect her as well. Thief of Sanity. Okay! Looks like we might have a criminal mastermind on our hands. Excuse me, Mr. Thief of Sanity. I'm just gonna swing in here. Playland. Arcane Signet, they got a ramp. I will attack in with just the Fairy Mastermind. And play Alela. Might be countered here. Hail's End, Wash Away. Actual factual counter spell. Okay. Move her to the command zone. I guess I could have also played her pre-combat to give 1 extra damage to the Fairy Mastermind. Rusco. Nope. They're the other kind of criminal. A war criminal. Which, that's what this old man is. Rusco is a war criminal. We hate him for authorizing all sorts of terrible acts. That's why we're going to try to get rid of him. Try to get rid of him. Okay, okay. We're gonna pick him up and we're gonna put him back into the deck. Get out of here, old man. Going back to swinging in with both of these. I don't care if they can use the Hive of the Ice Tyrant to kill Teferi. Not my problem. Yeah, he's back. Here, I thought I might have a turn to use the Hushbringer. The Shusher. Oh, thanks for drawing extra cards, though. Look, I got Eldest Reborn! Ooh, Chandra, do you -3? Taking out both of these? Or do you -1 just to kill Teferi, Hero of Dominaria? Gotta get the twofer. Gotta have it. We plus. We say, yes, most excellent. And we could also use Rankle for this. I'm gonna use Rankle for it. Rankle, Master of Prankles, is going to swing directly at Chandra, smacking her right in the face, and I'm going to follow up with a Hushbringer. Shh. Don't question it. It's normal. The Shusher is nice because we know they have Rusco, and this stops his pesky Enter the Battlefield ability. Doesn't stop this, though, because it's not a creature. So they have, well, text. They have protection from everything until their next turn. Hey, don't push my fairy! How do you even push something that has flying? They have protection, so I can't target the opponent with that. I think that we could go for either Alela or Key. Alela is better defensively against this Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pass the turn. We're going to untap 1-2. Yeah, how do you push a fairy? Fatal Push and Tragic Slip should absolutely say creature without flying. Flavor fail. Risk goes back. Back again. Risk goes back. We should put him in a dumpster. These two are going to get extra... I don't know what to call them. Time counters? Are you time counters? Hour counters. Okay. He has no friends. Invasion of Golbacan. Show me what's in your hand. Come here, buddy. Silver Scrutiny. That's card draw in. Breach the Multiverse. That's Mass Reanimation. Pardon me, old man. I'm going to politely and humbly request that you die. Ooh, I should have played the land first so I could get one more trigger there. That's fine. We're going to use this there, this here. Ding bong. This is going to flip over, and this is actually an enchantment being cast, which is perfect for us. You can't try... Yeah, you can't time travel this. One more old man removed from the battlefield. This old man's still here, though. Hi, Teferi, but you're like a really handsome old man. Kind of get like a pass from me. For being hot. That's fine, that's fine. Not this guy, though. Mm-mm. Hi, One Ring. They're gonna draw 3 cards and languish. This does not protect against it. Okay. I'll move my commander to the command zone and lament my lack of fairies. This is Ragavan. Dashing. Do you attack me? Do a little crime. You do. You exile from the top of my library a Cruelty of Gix, but you don't have enough mana to play it. Thankfully. This monkey's gonna go back into their hand at end of turn. Monkey removed. Chapter 2. They'll have to discard. Nice. Wash Away is good at stopping that Nicol Bolas, or potentially the Breach the Multiverse, depending on what they go for. I'm going to plus draw a card. That Midnight Clock is also approaching triggering. You know what? Let's see. What's on this key? Growth Spiral, Lightning Helix, and Putrefy. Of those, Putrefy is probably the one I would want the most, but I don't want it that much. Glass Casket, able to hit the monkey, but that's it. I think we can drop the Putrefy. I'm gonna go for Paladin class. Ooh, right, I should have upgraded this, because I have extra mana. I forgot how much mana I have. Right now, what am I hitting off Eldest Reborn? Rusko, Fairy Mastermind, Scroll of Hushbringer, Rankle. Rankle's definitely the fastest damage. Nicol Bolas Dragon God? I don't think so. I think that's the card I'm going to take. Especially because he gains Teferi's ability. Yay! Actually, we'd probably just use his own, because it's also draw a card. Alright, the monkey. Their yard's gonna shuffle? You're right, because of the Midnight Clock. That's fine. I got stuff in my graveyard, too. I apologize again for my sad little orphan cough. Oh, you should sort of supply shows your own Ragavan. It would gain you 2 life. Nobody likes my lines of play. Alright, what do we got here? Rankle sounds good. I will plus a good friend Teferi.
You know what? I'm not.
Cave of the Frost Dragon. You double strike, right? Yeah. Yeah! There's text on this. Go get him, Rankle. Go get him. Go get him, Rankle. You got him. Nice. Rankle was going to deal enough damage, letting them draw cards, lose life, and of course they lose more life to the One Ring. That's game! GG. Davriel Soulbroker, an extremely popular commander right now because of our good friend CGV. Covert Go Blue has published a deck list of Davriel, and now people are finally realizing, oh, wait a minute, it's a good card. Oh, we've known it's a good card. It's kind of a planeswalker that does it all and doesn't really require too much else to enable it. So you can just sit there, -2, build up an army, and drain your opponent out for life. We'll see what happens. Well, they're going to ramp so they can hopefully get their Davriel out a turn early. That's what I don't want to see. But it's what we're going to see anyway. I really want to play Alela, so here's Alela. And I'm fully aware that they can kill Alela using many, many different things, including Davriel's -3, but they never do. Davriel's here for -2, just for those offers and conditions. Here comes Davriel. Oh, are they actually going to use the -3? Look at that! We will remove the perpetual effects. Genuinely such a strange thing to see. I'm going to bring out Cruelty of Gix here. Chapter 1 is going to say, hey, what's going on in there? Okay, Sheldred. Could have also hit Davriel, since I don't have any Planeswalker removal in this hand, but I can grab some off Cruelty of Gix. And I got a lot of discardigans right here. Discard a card. I'm going to drop Infernal Grasp, since the only creature they have right now is not actually a creature and not actually a creature. Which piece of beautiful removal would I like? Ooh, I love Eldest Reborn. That's a big, big favorite for me. I also like Baleful Mastery. I'll go for Eldest Reborn. Reasoning. I like it. And they'll have to sacrifice one of their Davriels. I assume they'll sacrifice their actual commander. No, they won't. They're keeping him alive. They have enough mana that they could play him again, but you may as well keep him out and just keep getting value. And next turn, I'll be able to grab either Sheldred or Davriel. Alright, let's see what offers and conditions they get. So they just want to use him twice this turn. The big thing they're looking for is the spells cost black less, which they did get, and they lost 6 life, which against a deck like mine is not that big. If I was like a super aggro, Boros, hit you in the face kind of deck, that would make a difference, but not right here, not right now. Oh, no, this doesn't bring back the, Davriel, but this does, the Eldest Reborn. Discard 2 cards, and we will have our graveyard exiled. I'm going to drop the, I think, Halo Forager and the Boots. I think Teferi will be obnoxious enough for them to play against. Sorry, there was just a very loud bang. I think something just dropped in our front hallway. It was something very loud and very made of glass. Ooh, do you have a Feed the Swarm? They have a D-Spark! Dang, bro, that's crazy. That's so crazy, man. I'm gonna play Black Market Connections. I thought about, like, surgical metamorphing this, but you know what? I kind of want to make a copy of their commander. This can become a copy of any permanent on the battlefield. Davriel comes out and -2s again. The reason, by the way, to not do Teferi there is because they have 2 not actually creatures that can become creatures and quickly take them out. Alright, so they are losing 6, and whenever they draw a card, they gain 2 life. Which means that the effects like Black Market Connections are meaningless to them. Alright, so let's pay the 6 because you know me. I have a type. Before I get the Sheldred onto the battlefield, they are going to draw a card and gain 2 life. I'm going to bring out Alela, because I'd love to actually get to use her in a game. And play Esper Sentinel, because it will get me a Faerie! Look at that! Bam! Faerie. They draw a card, they gain 2 life, and then they lose 2 life. They plus Davriel, which means that if I attack them, I have to discard a card. So this gets really weird too. Alright. Alela or Sholdred, this will exile them. I don't have that much here for her. I just have the Surgical Metamorph. I really want to keep this Sholdred. This is mine. Oh, they're making snakes! I kind of want to make snakes too, but I have this, so it's not going to work great. Always pay the 6. I know what I'm into. Ooh, a curious Faerie. How much do I want to discard? Well, I think I'm going to start with the thing I mentioned before, which is making my own Davriel. And minusing, too. Creatures I control get buffed. Creatures I control cost black less. And Davriel gets this plus ability. I actually really like the creatures I control get +2/+0 because of my the way that this works. Whenever I draw a card, exile the top 2, that is totally fine. We're going to use this Faerie to attack Davriel. I have to discard. I will discard Curiosity. Or maybe the Coven. I kind of like having the Coven here. We bonk him.
That's it. No more favors from me.
Gilded Lotus. Do you pay the 3? Oh, you did! Could you do it again? That's what I thought. Death! Sausage! GG. Reese the Redeemed! Makes an awful lot of tokens and then doubles them up. First hand only had 1 land in it. This is a much, much better hand. I might not have double white for Flowering of the White Tree, but I do have a Bitterblossom and Spell Stutter. I expect their commander to come out on turn 1 because, well, it's Reese. Hey, Reese. Wow, you went down to a very itty-bitty hand. Play Shipwreck Marsh. Set up for 2 mana next turn. Crack and open a Fabled Passage. I could use Fairy Fencing, but right now I think that Reese is just fine on the battlefield. Ooh, Invasion of Gobakhan. I want to start making tokens of my own. So, Reese, get ready to deal with Bitterblossom. Going to make a Fairy Rogue every turn. At the cost of 1 life, but seems good to me. Queen, all in all. She makes an extra token when you make a token. I'm going to take a look at what's in their hand using the Invasion of Gobakhan. Glorious Anthem, Scootsworm, and Parallel Lives. One of these is going to double their tokens, but only one of these makes tokens. So I'm going to tax their Scootsworm and kill Queen all in all. All in all, she's dead. Oh, and we win. Nice. So Niambi is a tricky commander for me to want to play against because she could be Azorius Legends. It could be Azorius Flash, but she's almost certainly just Azorius Tempo, which it makes sense. She's good at it, and she does that. Niambi, when she enters the battlefield, allows you to put another creature you control back in your hand. Awesome. It gains them life. Great. Why did I think it was Legends? Oh yeah, because discard a Legendary, draw 2 cards. So you put the Legends back into your hand, and you have a good time. Go get him, Skrelv. I need a hot toddy to help deal with my cold. I do need a hot toddy. A tepid Todrick. Reckoner Bank Buster. That's just a great card. Did you have Flash, right? Yeah, she does have Flash. You know who else has Flash? Brazen Borrower. I'm going to swing in with these two little guys. And we're going to hold open our Take It Back, which is the spell that's on the side of the Spellscorn cover. I'm gonna play Brazen Borrower. Glorious Gale. This is like, what's it called? It's Essence Scatter Plus. Alela. Holding back Skrelv to protect against targeted abilities. Yeah, I've been through pretty much all of me and my boyfriend's family's different cold remedies. Gotta have all of them. Waste of Fortunes, that's just going to get them a series of cards. Except for Whiskey. I haven't had Whiskey yet to try and deal with my cold. Mind Stone. This still lets me keep up Take It Back. And we get a Faerie off casting our Mind Stone. Five mana. They foretold something. Could be a counterspell, could be a board wipe, could be anything. Urza's Silex. So Urza's Silex is essentially a board wipe. I'm just gonna boop it back into their hand. It has been booped. And I'm going to make the assumption that my opponent is going to wipe the board this next turn. So let me see. I think I'm gonna go for Ironcrag into Key. Just giving myself lots of mana so I can rebuild. Okay. Is it a Doom Scar? Or just gonna go for that Urza's Silex? Because that might be a little too slow with the amount of stuff we've got here. So I think they'll settle my wreckage. I want to see them try. So that's me swinging in for lethal. Niambi. That's me trying to play around Settle Wreckage. I could have actually used Skrelv to give protection, or can't be blocked by blue-white. Do we see it coming? We did see it coming. I'll crack this open. Ah, Surgical Metamorph. Doesn't counter this. Still a cool card. If they get a land, they will be able to use Urza's Silex. But that will do the thing to both of us. I guess. Okay, they didn't have enough for it, so we swing in and win the game! Yay. Catilda, Dawnheart, Prime! And a hand with only 2 lands and none of it's blue. Let's mulligan. Catilda is a humans commander. Turns your humans into mana dorks. And she also has protection from werewolves and the ability to buff up all your creatures. She's pretty cool. One of the things that I like about this card is it also overwrites their creature types. She will stop being a human. She will start being a citizen. Citizen, not a human. Nice Coppercoat Vanguard. That's also potentially worth hitting with the Witness Protection. There we go. Really reduce the amount of damage I'm taking next turn. Hey, the protection from werewolves is occasionally super relevant. Don't hate. Nice, the militia captain. Pop down this Banishing Light. We're going to exile Catilda. This, by the way, will become a Westvale cult leader pretty soon. And then it spits out a human every turn. Hi, Catilda, welcome back. Yeah, it also changes it into legitimate business person. Which is just honestly beautiful. I'll pop down Alela. This transforms. It's a cult leader now. That means in, I want to say, is it end step? End step, it makes a token. Oh man. Right during my coughing fit. Oh, hey, Dad. It's gonna tax my Eldest Reborn. I want to get kind of silly here. I'm gonna play Halo Forager and pay 2 to recast their Kabira takedown so I can kill Catilda. Thanks, Halo Forager. You're a really cool fairy. Oh, right. We're still dead. That was funny. GG, Catilda. Editsugu and Kyrie. Oftentimes a pseudo combo card that lets you just keep reanimating it. You kill your commander, you bring it back. You kill your commander, you bring it back. You kill your commander and bring it back. For them to set this up just right, what they're going to need is they're going to be needing a free sacrifice outlet and then a lot of reanimation spells, which they cast for free off the top of their deck. And it gets really scary really fast. I know I say that a lot about a lot of decks, but this one is absolutely true. Editsugu and Kyrie, unless you have lots of good exiling spells, can be very difficult to deal with. Ooh. Relic of Legends. I could play my wedding announcement, or I could hold up the counter spell for Hidetsugu and Kyrie. I think that that's going to be a smarter idea. Ugh, no, Risco, you're worth countering too. I hate this old man. I know I say it a lot, but I really do hate that old man. It's true, she does be hating. Bring out that Glacial Fortress. Comes in tapped. If it came in untapped that turn, we could have gone for Alela. And I could have done Murex into Alela, but I kind of like just getting down Wedding Announcement. What did that old man do to me? He just wants to make his funny little clock. Such presumed innocence on the face of this nasty old man. I'm kind of eyeing like a farewell. Hitting a lot of stuff next turn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to click him. Just to set up. See what gets played. If it's just Hidetsugu and Kyrie, then I'll do it at end step. Okay, here comes Hidetsugu and Kyrie. Upon entering the battlefield, they are going to brainstorm. They have 1 mana left. Pass to attackers. And we're gonna click it. They do have 2 mana up because of Relic of Legends and Hidetsugu. But if they use that to counter this, then we're in a decent spot. If they used it to sacrifice Hidetsugu and Kyrie, we'd be in a worse spot. But this is great news for us because we're going to attack in with our 2 little silly guys. We're going to play Murex and we are going to say goodbye to all creatures, artifacts, and graveyards. Set them back down to 4 lands. We have more than that. Our wedding announcement is going to trigger by drawing me a card. Love that for us. It's now going to buff all our creatures, including Alela and her wee fairies. And they're further away from being able to recast Hitotsugu and Kairi. They also can't, like, reanimate. Which, bonus. I am going to shock this in so I can go Alela into Booties. Into Boots on Alela. She's going for face. Bam, 3 damage. Thanks, Alela. I love you, Alela. Ah, dang, neither of them are dragons. Imagine that. Not dragons. I'm imagining not dragons right now. I don't really like it. I could go for Alela in the boots again. I kind of like going for Faerie Mastermind, though. No, I'm going to go for Alela in the boots. Bam. Bazongus. They're at 6, and it only costs 7 for Hitotsugu and Kairi, so we'll see if they get a land. Does she have boots with the fur? With the fur. Oh, well, that's a board wipe for 1 creature. She dies, she comes back. I guess I'll use Key to the Archive. Doomblade, Approach to the Second Sun, and Growth Spiral. Honestly, it's gonna be Approach. I don't want to kill their commander, like, ever. And even though I could Faerie Mastermind put the boots on, I would rather hold up Faerie Mastermind and Swords to Plowshares. So we're going to Faerie Mastermind. This is going to enter the battlefield. The ability is going to go on the stack, and we're going to exile Hitotsugu and Kairi before anything else happens. But they draw extra cards in their turn, so the Faerie Mastermind says, oh, a second card has been drawn. Don't mind if I do. Oh, Invasion of Golbacan. See what you've got in there. Augur Mauling, Ashnod's Altar, and Ever After. I'm gonna hit Ashnod's Altar. And then I'm going to approach the Second Sun. Play the land. Put on the boots. And flip over our invasion. We're wilding out here with our fairies. None of those are answers to approach. No, they are not. So we're just trying to stop them from comboing as fast. That's why I hit Ashnod's Altar. They can play it this turn, but they can't play it and that at the same time. We're also going to be dealing a good amount of damage each turn using these cards. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Wait a minute. Augur Mauling. Do I have a basic? Let it be known I do not have a basic land right now. So they can cast this if I play Alela. Demolition Field will get me a basic. I think you hit Castle Locthwain here. Yep. Stop me from drawing as many cards. But also, in good news, means that they won't be able to immediately kill my stuff with Augur Mauling. This also shuffled my deck. This is a May ability on Demolition Field, but guess what? I don't care. If I find that, I'm gonna find it. I believe in the heart of the cards, as the kids say. The kids don't say that. That's what I do, Yug. That's what I do. The kids who say that are in their mid-30s. You got a problem with that? So Hitotsugu and Kairi can totally combo off this turn. And there's nothing we can do about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and hope that with the Ashnod's Altar, they can't get rid of it. And if you're wondering, Amy, why didn't you do anything about it? What do you want me to do about it, huh? What do you think I can do about it? Nothing. Hey, yeah. You gonna hurt my Faerie Mastermind? Don't. I'll protect it. Holding up 8 mana could have disrupted it. Huh. They didn't do the thing. You got 2 of them on top? Hey, what's on top now? Diabolic Intent. Alright, cool. I love chaos. I feel like I shouldn't have drawn the last card and done the Banishing Light instead. But I think going for a card they haven't seen at all is way funnier. Alright, so again, they can probably combo off this turn, and there's nothing I can do about it. Alright, let's see. How many reanimation spells did you find? Is it enough to kill me? Remember, I lose life equal to the cost of the spell each time they do it. Go! Get him, Yura Takahashi. Hit him with the Yata. Oh, look at that! Being at 40 here is pretty big. It is, because it means that they'd have to hit a lot of spells. Alright, well, they hit a really big one there. Concoct, which was 9 mana, because it counts both sides of the spell. Connive and Concoct. I'm gonna take a look here. Nice. So, Hitotsugu and Kairi go again. I'm trying to make sure I'm passing through all this. This keeps holding priority despite auto pass being on. Even with the control shift enter. Sometimes it still goes. Rise of the Dark Realms. Rise of the Dark Realms is also 9. Connive Concoct is 9. And Breach the Multiverse is 7, I want to say. Oop. Soul Shatter has happened. They sacrifice again. Yeah, man. Look at it go. Oh, hi, Yoggles. F6 enabled. I have the equivalent of F6 auto pass priority in Arena, but unfortunately it doesn't work that well. $25 life remain. Ooh, take an extra turn, why don't you? Will you remember to attack me first, or no? I've definitely had the issue against some players where they'll be like so focused on the combos, and I've done this too, that they forget to attack. Attack me first. Attack me first. Yes, okay, good. I'm just trying to remind them. Get that extra 7 damage in. Alright, I'm now below my starting life total. Otawara to put Hitotsugu and Kairi back into the hand so they can brainstorm again, I guess? Sure. That means they don't have reanimation spell in hand. That's good, I guess. I still have boots? I forgot I have boots. Ogre, demon, dragon, zombie, Phyrexian. All depends on how it got reanimated. He still didn't get there. That's impressive. I'm going to start by Infernal Grasping Yawgmoth. Banishing Light on Ashnod's Altar. Takes away a lot of their control of timing. Vyra. And where she has flash. But I want her on the battlefield for when the Likeness Looter comes out. Putting the boots on the loots. And then I'm paying toots. Doo-doo. Orcish Bowmasters. This is the nerfed Orcish Bowmasters. So sad. +1/+1 counters on the creatures that didn't attack. Nothing attacked, so no +1/+1 counters for us. They're gonna shuffle their cards. Ooh, no, they're gonna dig a little deeper and look for a random spell here. What do you think they'll get? The extra nerfed Bowmaster? How do they nerf Bowmasters? It no longer triggers on enter the battlefield. Maybe they got Crowstone Grip. Well, they'd have to get green mana for that. So Key to the Archive would have to be untapped. I will take the 5. Take the 5, hope for the best. We got rid of their sacrifice outlets. Doesn't mean that they won't have, like, Blood for Bones here. That's what a fun card. I love Blood for Bones. No, it's a Time Warp! And you can tell the Time Warp was generated by Key to the Archive because it has the A22 symbol on it. Taking another 5. And a Hogra Mauling. I think that that's worth popping the Light Shield Array. While there's a car honking in the background where I am, I think it stopped in time. Alright, can I get to a nice lethal swing here? I'll certainly try. The twins! Give them some boots. And swing in for exactly 11. Do they avoid a sacrifice Hidetsugu and Kairi? Do we get there? And the fair-faring fairies are victorious! They didn't find their combo pieces quite in the order they needed to. We were able to just hang in there long enough to take them out. Gaining all that life made a huge difference. Did I have fun? Yeah, that was a great back and forth. Good game. Just had to wait a while. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to hang out with me live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I get to build lots of fun decks like this. I had a suggestion to revisit a bunch of older commanders from the first Wilds of Eldraine. That was from the YouTube comments, so that is why we're doing Alela. I'm also hoping to redo my Corval deck, update some Chulanes, and maybe also build in a Yara deck, some other popular commanders from the first Eldraine, Thrones of Eldraine. What a great set. What a crazy powerful set. If you have a commander you would like to see me build, please let me know in the comments below. I do read those. So I do see when you ask me for a deck. I'm sorry if I can't get to all of them. Sometimes it's just they don't really click with me, and sometimes it's I actually try and I fail, and it's like, wow, this deck was bad, and I feel bad for trying to play it. I hope you liked this episode, though. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.